Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is December 16, 2021, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, the U.S. markets rally big after FOMC rate statement. That is the major highlight. But first, looking at the major economic events of the day, starting out at 10:30 South African time, out of the European Union, we have a German flash manufacturing and services PMI numbers coming out. Germany is the largest economy in Europe, so it's an important number. Now, following at that, at 2 p.m. South African time, out of Great Britain, we have an official bank rate. And then at 2:45, out of the European Union, we have a main refinancing rate from the Central Bank of Europe. So really a lot of major numbers coming out. Now, looking at the various markets, Forex symbols are quiet before the storm. The indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ both rally. Gold has a V formation and oil drifting sideways. All stocks actually gained yesterday besides the bank stocks. And lastly, Bitcoin continues to consolidate. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. We're looking at the Euro USD, and really be quiet before the storm. Look at that. We're in such a tight range, not even tradable, really. A 40 pip range for over the past couple of weeks. So let's look at today at possible scenarios. GBP USD also consolidating here. We're looking at the Euro first. GBP USD 132.64. Okay, it's a decent retracement after we've kind of come down to this 131-ish level. So let's see if we get a little bit of optimism after this number coming out of Great Britain. So we are at still supportish level, okay? It's not a perfect science, but you can see we're consolidating here and really not breaking further lower, okay? So that is something to look forward to today. Now, the Aussie dollar also this morning had a number with unemployment change, okay? Favorable number so far. We're trading at 71.42-ish right now. 71.78 is resistance, so we're just below that. So keep that in mind as looking at this as well. Now, looking at commodities, gold had a V formation yesterday, and this is really on the back of the fact of the FOMC rate statement, right? We sold off quite sharply down to 1753 and then rallied back. Now we are hitting some congestion area. 1789 is resistance, so keep that in mind. Crude oil pretty much unchanged here at 71.75, really consolidating as well. Now looking at the U.S. markets, looking at a daily of the Dow Jones. So let's flip over to a 4-hour chart. Beautiful, really setup yesterday. I mean, it got weaker just as a setup, okay? That was your support level, 35,438, and now we're rallying to 36,087. Our high, all-time high is 36,400. So do we have still room to make it up? Yes, we do, okay? We still have 2 weeks until we hit the highs of the year, possibly if we go into rallying into the end of the year. That's generally the case. Not sure if it's going to actually foray this time, but keep that in mind as we continue to get strong here. Looking at the NASDAQ, also trading at the top highs here at 16,430. If we look at a daily, it's about 400 points off of its all-time highs, 400 points. So kind of like trading in tandem with the Dow Jones. Now, when we look at the individual stocks, all gained yesterday. Apple 178, Facebook 339, Microsoft also gained quite nicely, 333. Now, the question is whether or not this is sustainable, whether we're going to get follow through and we're going to go higher. And that's really the major question here, because, you know, to get these little spurts and get these little spikes, that's all nice, fine, and dandy. But if the markets are not going higher, then guess what? They're going to go lower at a certain point. So this is something to consider as we go into this. Now, looking at Amazon also gaining. Okay, the only one that didn't gain was JP Morgan. Look at that. On a 1-hour chart, we're flat here and not gaining. Okay, so a little bit disconcerting if the markets are expanding and the bank stocks are not going higher. Lastly, looking at Bitcoin, trading at 48,998. And really consolidating, okay? If we look at a 1-hour chart, you can see that clearer, that we're just trading in a range, okay? Nothing really happening on the top side, nothing really happening on the bottom side, and just really finding its footing, okay, between these two levels, 46,000 on the bottom and 48,000 on the top. Now, we're on the top. I don't like to short this because this is relatively a strong and resilient asset. Okay, it's been very, very strong, and we may see it actually rally into the end of the year as is the case many times that we rally into the end of the year. So keep that in mind. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.